My name is Артьом Խոզյаինովը. I'm VP Delivery Operations within Quantori, and as well I have a title of Quantori Armenia Country Head. Who am I? Actually, I have more than 20 years of experience in IT, within 15 years of senior executive positions. I have an MBA degree in strategic management and knowledge management. As well, I'm considered to be an expert in learning technologies, strategy management, organization design, operational strategies. Call me if you need some help in these matters. And as well, you can scan QR code. That's my LinkedIn. Welcome if you'd like to connect. And first of all, I would like to make a disclaimer. I do not claim authorships of the ideas, materials, or research reference. It's just my interpretation of all this material because it's partially official, partially my personal story. I will tell you. One more disclaimer. A lot of materials help me to go through the story and actually collect this workshop material. This is Slava Pankratov, the founder of Strataplan School, and Dr. Lori Santos. She is the founder of Science of Wellbeing course on Coursera, and she has her own website. Recommend to take a look at least. Well, what we're going to talk about misconceptions, what makes leaders happy, what is leadership energy, how it reflects on company strategy, and what's actually it's your duty to maintain your level of energy as the senior leadership, and actually how to maintain it. What is resource? It's your ability to think, to decide, to communicate, and recover. It includes mental, emotional, physical energy. This energy is limited. It's the bad news. Good news, you can restore it. It's renewable. Battery model. That's the best model that shows my interpretation of energy level of human. Because even before I met this model, in my imagination, I had a kind of battery sign that fulfill or depleted depends on my feeling. Actually, what is the battery model? Energy level from 0 to 100, like battery phone. At each level, your capabilities change. First set of levels is the survival zone. 0, it's a common-like stage. It's a vegetable state, no energy, non-functioning. You're still alive, but look like alive, but not alive, but alive. 5%, basic life support, capable of swallowing, digesting food, but no actions at all. 10%, able to get dressed and move around the house, but the overall perception of the person like heart disease, recovering from heart disease. 15%, demonstrates ability for simple actions, but not intellectual work yet. You can put one thing and take one thing, put another place, but not more, and not consciously. Next level is the routine zone, 20 to 25%. Sufficient energy for routine operations, conveyor type tasks, by working by simple rules. But that's actually a very dangerous state because distinctive feature of the state is that you cannot recharge by your own. You have to ask someone to help you, even medical help. 30%. That's the first level where you can act consciously. You can select activity, you can recharge, but not by your own, by external involvement, for example, by pressure or by encouragement. You're such a good boy, or you're please, when you will finish this task, and so on. External involvement. 35%. And one more thing. You in 30%, you are unable to learn new concepts. You are not able to learn at all. And the biggest problem with such a kind of a people, you don't understand what time is. You don't understand the concept of time. You understand the dimensions, width, height, length, but no time. It doesn't make sense to punish such a people because they don't understand that they are late. They don't feel the time. They are looking at the watches. 5 minutes to plane. It seems I will get in time. No way. 35%. You become aware of time, late or on time. distinctive feature. You show negative reactions to changes, whatever it's positive or negative. How does it work? Your brain actually is quite an action structure, and the goal of the brain is to save energy. And when you are in a deficit of energy, each and every attempt to put you to change something, its brain goes to the protective state. It sounds like we need to change something. We have an energy for this. No way. No. Please stop. We're not going to do this. That's it. And you may experience panic if something goes wrong in ordinary situations. Just like you missed your bus stop. Instead of screaming, please stop here, you start panic. And it's the ordinary, usual situations, and usually it's easy to fix, but not in this situation. In these situations, you get into panic. And two scary facts. 35% is the average level of energy overall population of humanity. I make a pause and you have to think about this. It's the average amount energy among the human being population. And the second fact, 35 energy is not enough in the system if you would like to make any changes within organization, country, family, doesn't matter, any kind of organization. Management zone, 40%. You are capable of overseeing others. That's the first management level. You are capable for administrative positions. You can distribute tasks, you can ask for results, like a stupid project manager. When the task will be ready, and so on, stupid tasks, stupid questions. 45%. At this level, you become very unpleasant person. Why? Because you differentiate between personal ambitions and social expectations. You are driven by your own stimulus, internal stimulus. And when you try to convince such a kind of people that they have to do something, they will not do it until it reflects in their soul. At this level, you become notice the beauty of solutions. It could be a code, it could be device, it could be management decision when you make few calls, connect several people, and you did it. And you see the beautiness of this decision. That's the first level where you can enjoy of results of your activities. You see the beauty of your results. 50 to 55, leadership stage. You are a role model. People want to be like you. You're attracting followers, earning respects. That's the minimum for top level management. Minimal level of energy. Leader zone. 60%. You understand that we are not equal. People, company, countries, cultures. And you're ready to accept any of them. You can see the matter, the subject from different angles, from each and every angle of every participant. And this is the threshold for non-harming psychologists and coaches. And when you see the coach like, yes, we will force the customer, we will kill them, but we will force them to sign this contract, this guy will harm you, will harm himself or herself. It will harm your business or damage business. It will harm client. In the short term, yeah, this guy will give you a result, but on the long term, no. 65 to 75. That's the quite unique type of people, only 10 or 15% of individuals, and the feature that such a kind of a people can combine knowledges from different areas. For example, Russian composer Borodin. He was a music composer, but same time he was a professional chemist. That's the people who can combine different areas and they apply methodologies from one area to another, the ideas from one area to another. And that's the real fact of synergy, only at this level, not before. From 80 to 100%, global influencers, famous people all over the world, historical people, visionaries. It's like Caesar, Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Einstein, Hitler, Gandhi, Jobs, Musk. And as you noticed, Hitler, why did they put it here? Because it's not about you become enlightened, you become a Buddha. No, it's not about positive or negative. It's about the level of energy. You can make great thing. awful, but great. Great and awful. Like in Harry Potter, yeah. The guy who sold him magic stick, he told him, with this stick you can... Yeah, the same stick had a black someone, Voldemort, yeah. And he did great things. Awful, but great. That's exactly... Voldemort was 100% guy. And actually, why resource matters? The main idea is that your resource really connected with your horizon of event. Low resource, short planning, poor decision, low influence. You think tactically. You can compare it like driving on low beam headlight during night. You are steering, try to avoid holes on the road. High resource, long-term thinking, leadership, motivation. High beam headlight. You can choose another road instead of steering bad road. You have a longer horizon. And strategic leadership starts with the energy awareness. It's impossible to plan strategy beyond the horizon of event if it's short. And once again, low energy, short planning horizon. No energy, no vision of future, no strategy. And strategy needs long-term emotional engagement. How does it affect career in business? If you are a low energy person, you react, you cannot lead. You're only reacting on the situation because you're tactical. High resource leaders build systems and trust. People ready to follow them. And last but not the least, your state affects your teammate. You can think that you can hide your emotional state, but that's not true. People will notice it and they will reflect your type of management. Good news, you can measure your resource. It's really measurable. It's not about I think I'm good, I think I'm bad. No, that's the real score. Technology called heart rate variability, HRV, it has been discovered as about 1960 and it has been used originally for preparation of spacemen, sportsmen. Actually, what does it mean? Heart rate variability technology, it measures the delay between your heartbeat. If you are in a good state, the difference between delays is minimal. If you have a beat difference between heartbeats, that means something goes wrong with you. And me personally, I use in my phone the application called Quantori. It measures HRV and then analyzes your stress, energy, and health. It's in the free version. In the payable version, it's much more factors, but it's mostly for sportsmen. Non-advertisement, I have no any percentage from sales, that's why I tell you free version is enough. But most interesting thing here is actually that's my measurements, real one. The left one is from Friday. It was really hard week. That's the morning of Friday measurement. Stress is high, energy low, health is good. The right one is from yesterday evening from Sunday. Stress is much less, energy much more. Actually, by the way, I spent all the weekends working, and the same time I had the plane. I followed my wife to airport at 4 a.m. today, therefore stress a bit high. But what actually I want to show here that you can measure and you can manage it. You see the two pictures, 2 days, 25 and 41% of energy. Factors what drain your energy. 4 major factors: expectations and overthinking, miswantings, comparison, doing the wrong thing. Or I will rephrase it later, not doing proper thing and doing the right thing. I will explain later why. Expectations. We expect too much from events and results. There are 2 studies, Gilbert in 1998 and Levine repeated the same study in 12-11. Actually, what the study about? They stated that people tend to overpredict both strengths and durations of emotional reactions to future events, negative and positive both. It would be easy to explain in graphic. Let's imagine that this line is the graphic of your happiness, from total unhappy till total happy. And 6, it's a kind of overall humanity mark. No idea how did they get it, but that's stated in research. It's an average person. And then they asked the question, how person will feel in case person will receive anything person wants or did not receive anything from the plans. And people put 2 marks. 864 in case you are succeed, you are lucky, and 3.9 in case you are failed, you are loser. And that's the expectation range. Later on, they repeated this survey for the person who, first of all, they collected the plans from the people, and then some time later, they repeated the survey with the 2 group of persons, who succeed and who failed. And that's the real range. 6.4 for them who succeed, and 5.42 for them who failed. And events that occur in our lives affects us within a range of 10%. But we expect that they will affect us in a range of 40%. And we will get to this picture later on. I will explain. Overthinking. Just small, simple idea. Brain burns your energy while simulating possible futures. It doesn't make sense to scare a future because it's not happened yet. It's an obvious idea, but usually most clever things is obvious. And I don't ask you not to think about future. It's good to plan. Get back to strategic thinking, yes, but you don't have to fear of this because it burns your resource. And it's always strange for me when people start panicking about the things that has not happened yet. Miswantings. It's a big conception of miswantings, and a lot of industries are working, a lot of businesses are working on this idea. Status, money, adrenaline, dopamine as well. Gambling, lottery, it's always fake rewards. There is a study from Dr. Alice Walton. She conducted study within a CEO of 5,800 companies. I don't remember exactly the number. And she stated that 25% of CEO are diagnosed with depression. And 17% CEO are not happy with what they get. They have status, they have money because it's a CEO. Later on we will get to comparison, and even comparing to others, they are CEO, they are in a high position, but they are not lucky. They are not lottery. According to statistics in US, 70 billion of US spend annually for lottery tickets. The question, why people spend money for this? The answer is that they want to look more lucky than their neighbor. Gambling is not about brain, it's not about strategy. You cannot influence on result. You just want to be better than any other because you are lucky one. But there is a study, I will show it next page, that shows that lottery winners are not lucky. And about money, I've got good study when I was preparing to this workshop. Casey Mulliner and Michael Norton. The study called Time, Money and Happiness from Harvard Business Review, and it's a screenshot. Happiness from money. Although people believe otherwise, most data suggests that after basic needs have been met, additional income is not associated with increase in well-being. Happy is not about money. You have to cover your hygienical needs, but later it doesn't reflect on your well-being as much as other factors. And by the way, we will get back to the study one more time. Miswantings. about lottery winners. There is a study, quite a famous study, Brickman. It has conducted in 1978. Illinois lottery winners vs. Paraplegics. The idea of the study, there are two control group, 22 lottery winners from $50K to $1 million, 29 road accident victims, and control group, just regular people. Result, lottery winners reported no greater overall happiness compared to control group. And the same stuff with the accident victims. They do not respond drastical drop of the quality, not the quality of level of happiness. Why does it happen? Mechanism called hedonic adaptation or hedonic treadmill. It's a general tendency to return to a set of happiness despite life's ups and downs. We are quite stable by our nature, otherwise we will not be able to survive. Therefore, even up and even drastical downs don't kick you off from your way. One mom is wanting happy marriage. Actually, I'm married, I'm happy married since 2008, but actually she's my classmate. My wife is my classmate, therefore I know how long we are together. 26 years. 26 years together. Anyway, that's a good sign. If you don't remember how long you are married, that's a good sign. Yeah. And actually, happy marriage, the effects last for 2 years. Then you return to initial state. What does it mean? If you've been happy before, you will stay happy. If you've been unhappy before, you will get to initial stage. Therefore, if your previous relationships were not successful, please come to a psychologist or therapist and fix the issue. Otherwise, there is a risk to find yourself back in the original state 2 years later. Next item for energy drains is comparison. We, by our nature, always try to compare ourselves with somebody else. And it's the biggest mistake because we have to compare ourselves with selves in past. Simple facts. Bronze winners are often happier than silver winners. Why? Because bronze winners compare themselves with the 99.9999% of people who did not get to pedestal. Silver winners compare themselves with gold winners. Their reference point in different angles. And bronze winners, despite they are lower than silver, they are more happy. We are strange. Lottery winners. Funny fact. I will tell you and you will understand. Let's take a guess that there is the situation when somebody won $1 billion. This person lives somewhere in Canada or Alaska. You don't care. But let's take a guess this winner is your neighbor. How do you feel? That's the answer. For us, it matters the geographical distance between the person who won. Because, why actually? Because if it's person close to you, you think that he was a bit less lucky to win it. Despite it is not a fact, and despite his win or her win, doesn't change in our life anything. Anyway, it's geographical and social distance, both. If you know this person, you feel, it was not me. If somebody far from you, I don't care. And in both cases, nothing changed for you, but you feel different. And compare ourselves to others, not to past selves. It's especially problems for startups. Because we are not equal even at the start. That's a picture that shows it. You know, I really like the stories of success, but when you dig into each and every more or less significant story, you will find the facts that father was the head of something, brother was the board of directors, and something like the chairman, someone. Bill Gates, yeah, great guy, but father was the board of directors of IBM. Grandmother or grandfather was in Senate or Congress, I don't remember exactly. And each and every guy. Bezos got $3,100 for his first startup from his parents. And each and every success story has kind of that. And don't get me wrong, I do not neglect their intellect, talent, and so on. But conditions they had for developing such a talent, they were different. And yes, the starting point. And my favorite joke about this, you can hardly work all your life to get the position for many of others become a start position. And all those factors lead to frustration, not to motivation. Therefore, don't try to compare yourself with somebody else. Compare yourself with yourself in past. And this is the only measure that will show real progress, your progress. Doing wrong things. Again, by our nature, all of us has character strength and character weakness. And there is a study conducted by Harzer and Rach, Dr. Harzer and Dr. Rach in 2011, via character model. Actually, via character, you can take the free test on via character.org. It shows 24 traits. And what actually they conducted during their study, it would be easy to show this way. That's the numbers of your character traits. That's the zero of positive experience at work. If you use less than 4 character traits during your work, you feel not realized. As soon as you start using this, the level of positive experience drastically growing. Later on, you get adapted and you come to the plateau, but higher than 0. That means that by our nature, we have to realize ourselves in work or somewhere else. That's my study, my results from via character. And if you know me, you can understand if I'm realized in work or not. I consider myself a happy person because I have 7 strongest character traits I can use in work, in other activities. But what increases your energy? There are 2 evidence-based sources of energy: meaningful work and progress, enjoying the process, live with the goal, sleep, hydration, movement, nutrition, psychogenical factors, relationship, and I call it subtle boosters or non-obvious things. Meaningful work and progress. Doing the right thing fuels energy. It's about their character. If you're able to realize yourself, you got the recharge from your work. But if you don't implement your character traits at work, you will be looking for implementation somewhere else, and not always in a positive way. Sometimes, progress gives you more joy than outcomes. Sometimes I will explain it a bit later. Sometimes we forget about the process, and in striving to the goal, we're forgetting about the process. And good advice is to track and celebrate small wins, especially the bigger goal, the harder to get it. If it's far goal, just celebrate small steps because you will see that you are moving. You can see the progress. Enjoying in process. Hallmark of a good goal is when you enjoy the process of pursuing it. And I have a good quotation here, Tim Ferriss, 4-hour work week. When you run so fast to get somewhere, you miss the half of the fun to getting there. Talking about me, I'm the auto traveler. And for me, the destination is not the goal. For me, the process, the goal. I like to drive. I see everything around and meet other people and so on. And flow state is the energy giving, like runners. I hate running. I can, but I hate. But people who are running, they describe it that they are not running somewhere. They are running in circle. But they enjoy the process of running. Why? Because that's it. There is no goal, just the process. They enjoy the process. And one more thing about the result and process. in terms of time slot, duration, the point in time of result is really short. The process is much longer. If you enjoy the process, you get recharged much more than just from the goal. And pursuing the goal, sometimes you are depleted so much that even goal you achieved is not making you more happy. You're already burned. Therefore, it's really important to charge yourself during the process. And one more thing, if you have a child, you will understand me. We can really learn joy in process, not just the results. It's like a toy. You hide the toy for 2 weeks, 2 months, and then give it back, and wow, it's a new toy, I'm so happy. And the same works with you as well. You forget some good stuff in the wardrobe, you found it out 2 years later, wow, such a good leather coat and the leather jacket. Why did I forget? It works as well. Sometimes remind yourself. Live with the goal. Goal of life is to live with the goal. Simple idea. And most of the people live in the flow without goal. They don't manage their lives. They're just flowing somewhere. Because of situation external. You can always explain why. And I understand everything. The war, the crisis, COVID, so on. But either you manage your life or you flow. And you can manage only in case you have resource. And how regularly do you review your goals of progress and achievement, and who can help you to do this? I'm practicing budding. What means budding? Budding is a kind of go for somewhere with your friend, someone else, and you just exchange your ideas, your plans. And it works the following way. When you give promise to somebody, it's much more easier to hold this promise instead of you give it to yourself, because you can always negotiate with yourself, but not with somebody else. And buddy is not psychologist. He will tell you, hey, you're a loser. Then that's it, the way it works. And sometimes we need a kick, like, hey, you're a loser, go do something, stop crying. And the last but not the least about the goal is living with the goal is more difficult, costly, but also allows you to track the correctness of resource investment. Since you can measure, since you understand who you are and what you're going to achieve, you can invest yourself in proper things. Just funny fact, live with the goal. Famous study from Lefebvre. People have been asked what they prefer to do, leisure or work, during the work. It's the first left part. Then they've been asked how do they feel when they were on leisure. And they said they were more happy during the work. Because when they were on vacation, they start feeling frustrated, losing of time, wasting of time, losing of opportunities, and so on. But when they've been asked, what are you gonna do next, go back to work or continue vacationing, how do you think what they answered? Continue vacationing. We are irrational. And the conclusion they conducted, we are completely disconnected from energy replacement process. We do not understand from our nature what can charge us. Brain is quite ancient structure, as I told before. And brains go to feed you and to keep you. And all those stuff like self-realization, brain don't care. It's irrational part, ancient, irrational, big part. And it doesn't care if you're happy or not. You are alive. That's it. Therefore, it's a big mental effort to put yourself in a position when you're driving your life. Hygienical factors, sleep, feed, movement, nutrition, and the most important is a lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is a low emotional control, low energy. And if you have free time for you, give yourself a present, sleep if you sleep not enough. Not waste it on scrolling, on doom scrolling, on reels, in TikTok, and somewhere else. Sleep. And that's actually my observation, but I found the proof of this observation, not the proof, the repeat of this observation with Slava Pankratov. He told that if a lot of crap going on in your life, you're just not getting enough sleep. Once again, if you have a lot of crap going on in your life, you're just not getting enough sleep. I explain. That's one and the same event. But when you are in a low energy, and we remember that if you're on a 30%, you start panic. If you are on a nice level of energy, you can react and manage it. Crap has happened. Okay, let's go fix it. You're 30%. Crap happened. Wow, what can I do? Everything is lost. That's it. And one more thing about happiness. And remember the graphic I wrote you before, and I told you we'll get back to this idea. Our feeling of happiness. 4 factors. 50% is genetic. It's health that you get from your parents. 10% circumstances. 40% is our attitude and assessment of what has happened. 10% real event. 40% our evaluation of this event. Our evaluation depends on the level of energy. And we are happy because we think different about the same event. And exercise improve memory, mood, and stability. There is the study in PubMed conducted by Bayak and then repeated by Hillman. 3 groups. One of them designed aerobic exercise. One of them has a prescription of Zoloft, and another group, third one, got the mix of prescription of Zoloft and exercises. And in 10 months, the result, all groups showed similar remission state, is about 60%. But 10 months later, they repeated the survey, and medication only, 38% of relapse, medication plus exercise, 31% of relapse, exercise only 9% of relapse. Because we work only with our body, without external factors. As soon as you get rid of external factors, you get back to the initial state. As soon as you work with yourself, you are able to hold this state. And again, those guys, Casey Moller and Michael Norton, it's the next factor relationship. It's about loneliness. Loneliness directly linked to poor health. Effects similar to passive smoking, serious and persistent. And they comparing loneliness and money growth, the relationship and money. And originally we said, you've seen that money is not a happy source of happy. And they stated that income growth positively affects well-being, but after basic needs are covered, further increases of money bring less happiness than using resources of interaction and goals. And effect decreases beyond a certain level. If you cover all needs you have, further increase of money, income doesn't affect you happy. And about relationship, Harvard Business Review, Thomas Saporita, it's about loneliness of CEO. Because quite often CEO is a kind of superhero, Superman, he has no weak sides and so on. And it leads to a situation where CEO have no possibility to lean on other support. And we cannot speak to other. When you're on the top, you're always alone. And leadership loneliness is a recognized concept. Before they conducted this survey, the study before pandemic, and they found that 30% of executives felt isolated. And another survey revealed that as many as half of CEO are experiencing feeling of loneliness in their role. Therefore, budding, therefore family, therefore marriage, therefore socializing. And just funny fact, 78% of Fortune 500 CEO are happily married. And about the sport as well, I will show it later. 95 of CEO Fortune 500 are exercising. Subtitle boosters, it's a really strange thing, but it really works. Acts of kindness. What do I mean? I practice it. When I go for coffee, I buy 2 cups, and then I tell that for the next client, it will be free. Out of charge, I will pay for this. But if you will tell them, pay for another. Just transfer this message from me. And it works in a way, not because I can buy it, because I can make somebody happy in a small thing, but it will lift you up, lift your emotional state. The same works with the blood donation, and it's better work when it's anonymous donation to particular person. You know the person you help, but the person don't know you. That it works great. You can donate your time. Money donation works too, but not so well. Therefore, billionaires come before Christmas to pizza, to wash dishes and so on, to drive pizza, couriers. And there is a good movie called Pay It Forward with the Kevin Spacey. I really recommend to take a look at this. It opens the idea of act of kindness. Yeah. Meditation. I practice breathing only, but breathing works. And time abundance, not business. It's a time for yourself. You can do anything you want, but meaningfully. Just doom scrolling or Netflix, it's not working. Spend it somewhere on nature with your friends or whatever else. Even computer games, you can afford to have this time for you. It makes you happy because you find the time for yourself. Even sleep, it's better. You can manage your resource as the system. There are a few steps. You can lead your energy like a business system. You can live identity-based goals. You can implement year planning, checkpoints, and have a real rest and recovery. About sports and so on, what do you want to be, not only what to do? 84% of CEO are married. It's not Fortune. It's overall. Overall study, 84 CEO are married. 95% of CEO are exercise. And decision-making skills is a chance of becoming of CEO by 12 times more. There is a study, CEO Genome, and you can go through it, and they show it on a real study. And if you want to be something or become something, just act like something. Start exercising, start reading, start investing your time in yourself or in what is interesting for you. And actually, that's the biggest question. What is your habits and implementation plans? You can have an information, but are you willing to act this way? Year planning. As I told, it's not up to you to decide wherever you can relax or not. If you are CEO or top manager, you have to relax. It's your duty. Yeah, it's not a joke. Therefore, include rest, relationships, fun, learning in your schedule. Just invest time in this. Make recovery non-optional. Again, it's your duty to recover. And double or triple vacation blocks, because not all of them will be, you will not be able to take all of them because plans change. But hold 3 times a year at least to have a possibility to take a rest. Checkpoints. 3 times a day, ask you, what is my energy? I'm measuring with Quantori 3 times a day. Morning, during the lunch, if I not forget about that, and evening. And I define what happened during this period and what drains my energy or what increased my energy. I find it out for myself. Weekly analysis, what's consumed or gave your energy. And monthly, about the priorities, about budding. Are you still investing in a proper thing, or it's not a priority for you anymore, and you just drive automatically? You have to understand what you are doing. Real rest. What is actually real rest? It's a pause from what is tired you. It's not Netflix, maybe nature, bath, friends, massage, even silence. For me, really works aromatherapy and music therapy combined together. I really feel that everything bad goes out from my head. And recovery is a leader though. It's not a luxury. Once again, simple thing. If you're a leader, you have to relax. You are not a machine. You have to, even machine need to recharge or maintain, and you are the same. And in the summary, energy is not a mood. You could be high energy, but in a bad mood. You could be in a low energy and a high mood in a good mood. But it's your leadership fuel. It affects your planning, decisions, and people around you. You can measure it. You can grow it daily. And your battery decides your strategy. Own it. And one more thing about the battery level. When I tell you that 20, 50% to 25, it's not kind of a zombie guy. They are not looking like brains. No, that's a regular people. They look a bit tired maybe, but you are surrounded by such a kind of a people. But since you're here, you are not in 35% already. I'm seriously. Actually, that's it from my side. Small postscriptum, why actually I decided to take this topic, because I gone through it by myself. When we relocated here, it was awful period. I got plus 16 kilos of weight. I've got to emergency 2 times with the stenocardia, and once upon a time, I find out that's a kind of swag that blows you in, and you need to get out of it. And I start investigating what can I do, how can I fix the situation? Because yes, it's really to explain yourself that you cannot do it now because of the war, because of the political situation, family situation, a lot of reasons. I understand everything, but your life is your life. It's gone now. It's happened now. You're losing your life since you're in this swag. And that's why I decided to think about it. I took a lot of material, took a lot of studies. I really recommend Lori Santa's Science of Wellbeing on Coursera. It's free course. You can take it. It's about 8-week or 4-week course. I don't remember exactly, but it's really helpful. Lori Santa's. It's in the presentation at the very beginning. That's actually my story. I get back to original position 2 years later, but in a positive sense. I've lost 16 kilograms. I got rid of depression. I got new hobbies. Just last Thursday, I had the celebration in public speaking and performance state. Yeah, we started dancing tango with my wife. Yeah, I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm not a good dancer, but it feels your energy again. I'm traveling. I try to travel by myself. I try not to spend weekend at home, and it works. You can see by my own. Sarkis, remember me 2 years ago? I was 2 times more, 2 times bigger, and that's just my example. I'm not telling you that I'm a strong guy. I'm an ideal. I'm a role of man. No, I have a problem with the sleep. For me, it's really difficult to get sleep in time because I'm stuck somewhere, and yeah, in a phone or in a TV. And there is a good movie in Russian. What men talk about? О чем говорят мужчины? Yeah, and there is a scene where they explain that all your life get into the moment between 2 socks. When you put on 1 sock, and then you sit and stuck. And if you notice it for yourself, that's a matter of to think about what if you are doing wrong or right. And I'm still on this way. It's a process with no goal, actually. But I'm enjoying the process. I see the changes I have for my own, and it works. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I would be glad to answer.
It's not a question, just there is this one thing that sums up what you said, most of the things that you said. It's called 6-minute diary, and it's a proven habit that you can add to your routine that will help you to fight depression and you will set your goals every day for 3 minutes in the morning and 3 minutes at night. And in this diary, you write down what you're thankful for, what you will do. So you set up the daily goals, and you set up an affirmation. And in the evening, you write down how you helped someone. This is that also you mentioned, and what you will do to make your day better tomorrow. And also you have weekly habit trackers. Again, what you said, that so every week you set up.
I have a habit tracker.
Yes.
I didn't mention it, but
so this 6-minute diary actually sums up most of the things that you mentioned, and I think it is also. I tried it, and I tried to stick to it, and I can feel somehow the difference.
Great. Thanks. Actually, it's a lot of ways. It's a lot of strategies, methodologies how to improve. It's just my way, but it's not the only way. You can choose your own methods, ways, tools. It's a lot of the direction is the proper. Again, it's about strategy. Strategy, this thing is not changing regularly. Tactical can change, but strategy is not changing quite often. Therefore, the way you achieve your goal doesn't matter if you achieved it. But don't forget to enjoy the process.
Yeah, my actually question is the last thing you mentioned about enjoying process. First of all, thank you for this workshop. I really enjoyed it, and thank you for not being afraid of also showing your vulnerable side, which I think is also a good sign of leader. So not everyone is courageous enough to talk about their like challenges. My question is about the enjoying process. You said that I agree that sometimes I also enjoy process a lot, and then when you win something or you get it finally done, I don't celebrate a lot in myself. Maybe I show to others, but for me it's not like the same as the process. Sometimes I'm even sad that it ended. But I wanted to ask you, how is your life hack for this?
I will show. Actually, I forgot to mention it, but on the 40%. You start the planning practice, delayed satisfaction. You are ready to do hard stuff now in order to get future benefits. Of course, all of us have a task we don't want to do. But if you have enough energy, you can do it, and then recharge from other side. Not all the process you can enjoy, but at least try. For example, it's not common for Yerevan, but in St. Petersburg the weather is not so good, and I'm originally from St. Pete. And duration of my way to work is about 1 hour. And you're in a traffic jam, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. You're on a work, you work, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. You're at home, you're tired, you sleep, you wake up, and like ring. And I start convincing myself that something good is gonna happen today. At least I stopped on one and the same gasoline station, and I like their coffee. And I bought a cup of coffee. And that was my 10 minutes. Nobody can take it off from me. That's my time. And I was waiting to write. I was waiting for this write to start, stop, but it was already expectation of something good. I'm waiting for this cup of coffee. I can get it at home, can get it at work. No, I can get it in this gasoline station. That was the goal. Then I start listening for audiobooks. And even unpleasant process can become more pleasurable for you. Of course, not all of them. It's not possible to turn everything to pleasure. But since you have such a thing, you can afford yourself to take hard stuff to do.
And one quick question, second question actually. So you said about resting a lot. My question is like about from my side, the feeling of guilt is also sometimes taking a lot of energy. Like from you want to rest from work, you feel guilty for your colleagues. You want to rest from kids, you feel guilty for your kids, from your husband. So it takes a lot of energy from me as well. I would say most of energy. Yeah. Okay.
We are irrational. We are irrational. That's actually the study about you. I'm seriously. And you have to work with it. You have to explain yourself that your rest is your duty. It's not up to you either rest or not. You have to. If you want to survive, you have to. And you have to explain that you have your own time. You have your hour a day, half a day, but you have to spend it with yourself. Kick off all others from your room, just close the door and do whatever you want. Find time for yourself. And it's the big mistake that you cannot find time. You always can. I found this presentation took about 96 hours to prepare. I found those hours in my schedule. And I'm not the last easiest guy in the world. But I did it. Why? Because I need. That works. And why I need? Because leadership, because love of learning.
Artyom, in one slide you showed something that would say enjoy the process, don't focus on goals, and right after the next slide you say have goals. So
sorry, once again.
Yeah, there is a slide where you show enjoying the process. The next
yes.
one,
live with the
goal.
Yes.
Okay, so I think so it's hard to like, this is a slider, like you enjoy so much the process, you lose the goal, you focus too much on the goal, you don't enjoy the process. So what is your secret? Since you already revealed that some part of you didn't tell us, you just told us you didn't tell us that you have a habit tracker. I'm assuming you have another secrets to share with us.
Again, about the goal, if the goal is really big, it's a kind of elephant. Try to eat elephant by sandwiches, not in a whole piece. And that's the same stuff. You discrete the goal, decompose the goal on a set of small goals. And celebrate small goals, celebrate your progress. And once upon a time, you discover that you achieved the goal without efforts you expect that you will put in it. You save your money, your time and money, your health and so on. And about the goal, you have to understand you're running for the goal, but do you need this goal? That's why budding, that's why reviewing your goals, re-estimating, re-evaluating. Are you still needed, or you can change the priority? And when you are on the proper level of energy, I will find it, you can act from your own initiative. You understand whatever it's your goal, or you're achieving the goal from somebody else. And in the second case, you will not get satisfaction because it was not your goal. You've been used. That's the way it works. You have to understand what is yours, what is not yours. But to understand it, you have to differentiate between personal and ambitions or social expectations. You have to recharge. Even to understand what you are doing, you have to recharge.
Thank you. I got to go.
Thanks. Anything else? Somebody else? Guys, in this case, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to present it to you. And we have two presents. I assume first one, brave lady from the first row, and I don't know, Sarkis, Edita. But where's the yeah. Thank you so much. And could you pass it to Edita?
She's resting now. I don't want to bother her.
Okay. Okay, have a good day, and I hope I was helpful. Thank you so much.